Hi students, today we are going to learn about chemical reactions and chemical equations. Do you know all the chemicals in the world can actually be represented by a chemical symbol? We'd already learnt about that in earlier classes. Now we can represent every chemical reaction that takes place around us by means of a chemical equation. How do you write these chemical equations? How do you exactly depict what is happening when, say, sodium is added to hydrochloric acid? And what exactly is a chemical reaction in the first place? We learn about all this and more in this chapter. All these complicated equations will suddenly start making sense after we've finished with this chapter. So let's proceed and learn more about chemical reactions first. What on earth are chemical reactions? Before we learn exactly what a chemical reaction is, let's look at some common examples of chemical reactions all around us. You must have seen nails like this, isn't it? And you must also have seen, that after some time, nails rust and become like this. Rusting of iron is a chemical reaction. Of course, every day we cook food in our houses. We have vegetables like this. And then when we heat those vegetables, food like this develops, isn't it? That's tasty. So as you can see, cooking of food is a chemical reaction. Chemical reactions are definitely all around us. Formation of curd from milk is a chemical reaction. Even the digestion of food inside our body is a chemical reaction. And what is more, ripening of fruits is a chemical reaction. This green banana becomes a yellow banana after a chemical reaction. Burning of fuels like wood is a chemical reaction. Even burning of wax or the fermentation of grapes, the preparation of alcohol from grapes, even that's a chemical reaction. So as you can see, chemical reactions are very, very common. What exactly is a chemical reaction? Chemical reactions are processes in which new substances with new properties are formed. So basically, when you have two or three substances and when they combine together to form completely different substances, that's when you say that a chemical reaction has taken place. In a chemical reaction, the bonds between the different atoms are rearranged. So as you can see, let's say there are two molecules, this green molecule and this, red and silver molecule. Now, after the chemical reaction, the bonds between these molecules will get rearranged, and as you can see, the silver molecules or the silver atoms are now not attached to the red atoms. The green atoms are attached to the red atom, isn't it? So the bonds between the atoms get rearranged in a chemical reaction. Note that atoms themselves do not change. For example, if water gives hydrogen and oxygen, in that case, the hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms in water are still the same as the hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms in the final products. But the bonds between hydrogen and oxygen break down and get rearranged to form separate hydrogen molecules and separate oxygen molecules. Understood? To further get a grasp of chemical reactions, let's take a look at two chemical reactions in the top coaching laboratory. One common chemical reaction that we use in our laboratory is the burning of magnesium to form magnesium oxide. So when I heat this vessel and when I add a magnesium ribbon, after some time the magnesium burns to form magnesium oxide. As you can see, the magnesium ribbon is burning here to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium plus oxygen gives white magnesium oxide. Another common reaction is the reaction between zinc and sulfuric acid. When you have sulfuric acid and when you add zinc to sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas gets evolved. As you can see, the bubbles of hydrogen are getting evolved here because sulfuric acid plus zinc gives hydrogen plus zinc sulfate. So again, this is an interesting chemical reaction. As you can see in both these cases, in the case of burning of magnesium and in the case of evolution of gas of zinc with sulfuric acid, there are two substances and these two substances are reacting to form a completely new substance. Understood? Here are the hydrogen bubbles. So as you just saw, a chemical reaction simply represents, the combination of two or more substances to produce absolutely new substances after the reaction. Understood? Now there are some characteristics of chemical reaction. If something is happening, if some change is taking place, if a reaction is occurring, how can you make out that it's a chemical reaction? Like, how will you understand that yes, this is a chemical reaction? So generally we have certain characteristics to identify chemical reactions. Evolution of a gas tells us that a chemical reaction is taking place. Sometimes formation of a precipitate, a special substance called a precipitate, tells us that a chemical reaction is taking place. Sometimes the color of the substance changes, and then you understand that a chemical reaction is taking place. Sometimes, the substance that you're considering gets heated up, or it becomes colder, and then you realize that a chemical reaction has occurred. Sometimes a change in state occurs. A solid may actually become a gas, and that is what tells you that a chemical reaction has taken place. We just saw, for example, that when zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas is evolved, so that's a chemical reaction. Similarly, formation of a precipitate tells us that a chemical reaction is occurring. A precipitate is a solid which comes out of the solution as the reaction occurs. So if you have a solution and a chemical reaction is occurring, suddenly you might see some colored precipitate coming out of the solution, or you might even see some white granules coming out of the solution, and that indicates a chemical reaction. For instance, when you make potassium iodide and lead nitrate react, yellow precipitates of lead iodide are formed. Understood? So in this figure, we took a solution of potassium iodide and mixed it with a solution of lead nitrate. Then yellow precipitates exactly like the ones you're seeing were formed. So that told us that the chemical reaction between potassium iodide and lead nitrate had occurred. Similarly, as I just told you some time before, you come to know about some chemical reactions because of a change in color. So for example, if you take potassium permanganate, which is pinkish purple in color, and then if you acidify it by adding H2SO4, in that case, when you add zinc to potassium permanganate, the solution changes color, like this. The solution turns grey from pink. As you can see, that's because of a chemical reaction taking place. So in many cases, a chemical reaction takes place and you get to know about it because of a change in color in the substance that you're using as a reactant. So this is again one important characteristic of many chemical reactions.